Our guest today is an advocate of good governance and a champion of the procurement reform. Here with us in the studio to talk about issues and more, we have former COA Commissioner and now senatorial candidate Heidi Mendoza. Welcome to our show.
Hi, good morning, Gretchen, and good morning to everyone following and listening to your show.
Okay, so kanina si Professor Tihanki, we had him on the show to talk about the latest survey. Tang sabi niya, itong mga numero natin, mayroong pagkakataon para sa mga independent, sa mga alternative opposition, to break through, batikusin yung dalawang nag-uumpugang bato. I mean, your thoughts, you are number 26 in the latest survey. What are you running on?
First, Gretchen, gusto kong medyo steer yung discussion. Sabi ng kaibigan ko, you should not be treated as the alternative. Dapat ikaw yung main candidate, di ba? We're looking for candidates na sasabihin natin na may qualification, di ba? And I think I have that, na? At meron sasabihin hindi nagnakaw. Ako, 27 years, di ba? So why should I be the alternative, di ba? Parang is it an alternative given the fact na resigned na tayo, na ganito yung ating eleksyon, di ba? So second, when I filed my candidacy, I have no expectations. Sa akin, panalo na ako na maitawid ko yung konting-konting pag-asa and to keep that hope alive among ordinary citizens. No? Winning is just the bonus. Yun na lagi kong binibiro. So it's really daring that is the game changer. And I think I'm getting it, di ba? I think that, yes indeed, the campaign itself is tough. It's an uphill battle. But, you know, every time na lumalabas ako, may magpapapicture sa'yo. Hindi lang yon, alam mo, gabi-gabi na lalabas ka for your last meeting. And when you look around, your neighbors are very busy arranging your tarps. And Gretchen, hindi ako masyadong, I'm not giving away tarps. They are the ones producing the tarps for me. So I feel like if we can sustain this, then 2028 election is giving us some hope. And this is exactly why I'm running, right? So, to me, survey is a survey. Yes, it can be a guide, but it doesn't disappoint me. It doesn't dishearten me because at the very least, I know it's a tough battle, and I think I've been used to that.
I think natatawag po kayong alternative dahil pag ikumpara mo sa mga pangalan na nandun sa top 12, kumbaga malalaki na silang political brand.
Totoo.
Oo. Seeing those families, hindi po ba kayo nai-intimidate doon na, in terms of backing, in terms of having political capital, in terms of recall, in terms of awareness, and all of that?
I'm never intimidated Kasi alam ko, meron ako na wala silang lahat.
Ano po yun?
Siyempre, talagang pag sinabi kong hindi ako corrupt, kahit saan kami magtinginan, kahit magbuklatan kami ng bank accounts, no? Kahit maghanapan kami ng lahat ng aking record in the past 27 years, wala. And second, meron ako naiambag. Ilang milyon din yung binalik sa Pilipinas, di ba? Ilan din naman yung kilalang tao na binangga natin ng face-to-face at hindi tayo sumuko sa mga threats and intimidation.
Kayo ay naging whistleblower.
And even bribes, di ba? So, I am never intimidated.
Okay, before we get into the meat of your candidacy, let's go first to the top issues of today. Let's talk about confidential funds. The Senate is gearing up for an impeachment trial of which you could be a part of. How do you think this issue is influencing the campaign trail? When you go out there, naiintindihan ba ng mga tao kung ano ang impeachment, kung ano yung debate sa confidential funds? Mahalag ba sa kanila yun? Because on the other side is the budget, the issue of the budget, which is described as the most corrupt budget, one of the most corrupt budgets in history. Ano po yung nagre-resonate pag lumalabas kayo?
Okay, I think somehow, this is my personal view, the issue on the budget, specifically on the PhilHealth, has overtaken the issue on the confidential funds. Pangalawa, the confidential funds has its own technicality, right? In terms of audit, kakaiba yan. And hindi siya madaling maintindihan ng ordinaryong Pilipino.
Para ano ba yun?
Oo, tapos ang lakas pa nung disinformation na pinakalat yan, di ba? Na, uy, itong audit opinion na ito, ibig sabihin okay na. So wala namang findings sa confidential funds, So parang mahirap siyang maintindihan. But I must admit, every time I go out, lagi akong tatanungin sa confidential funds, intel funds, At ang tanong ko lagi what kind of role do you want me to play? Do you want me to be an expert on the subject matter, who can be called as a witness once the impeachment process begins? Or do you want me to be a senator senator judge, right? So, yun yung hinihingi ko sa kanila. If you want me to be one of the senator judge, then campaign for me, di ba? Now, bakit hindi masyadong bumababa yung interest doon sa confidential funds? I think hindi masyadong kumonekta sa tao. Diba? I think that is really
Siguro na pagtawanan lang yung Mary Grace
factor.
Piatos.
Right,
ano?
right. I mean, in the Philippines, ang nagmamatter talaga ay yung tinatawag nating kumukonekta sa sikmura.
Yung gut issues.
Oo, gut issues. Like halimbawa, ayan, pagkain, health, no? And PhilHealth is really tumatawid siya because yung maliliit na tao, yun ang inaasahan di ba? And they have really not so happy experience with PhilHealth, right? So I think, basically, wala naman tayong takot pag sinasagot natin itong mga katanungan na ito, no? And ang nakita ko lang ay parang mas malakas ang traction ng budget issues, ng PhilHealth issues, kasi naintindihan ng tao. Mas madaling maintindihan. Unlike ng confidential and intel.
Okay, the Vice President's team says hindi daw sila nabigyan ng pagkakataon na magpaliwanag muna sa COA. Trabaho daw ng COA, silipin yung confidential funds. Hindi raw trabaho ng Kongreso. Isa pang sinabi nila, this is trial by publicity. Kung may notices of disallowances, dapat hinayaan muna silang mag-respond doon. Being a former commissioner of COA, what can you say to that?
Well, una, sasagutin ko muna yung sinasabing trial by publicity. Lahat ng ino-audit namin, laging ganyan. At magugulat kami, wala naman kami sinasabi, di ba? Lalo na nung auditor ako, no? Bawal kami magsalita. And even those people na nakasuhan namin o na-audit ko, lagi sasabihin, nanggahanap yan ng media attention, etc. Sa akin, no-brainer.
Every time nilalabas po ninyo, yun ang
lagi
sinasagot.
sasabihin na trial by publicity. Now, ito naman yung position ko, no? The Commission on Audit observes due process, from the time na mag-issue ng AOM, to the time na mag-issue ng notice of suspension, to the time na mag-issue ng notice of disallowances. May enough time yan At para sabihin na may due process, nabigyan siya ng enough time. Now, with regards to Congress discussing this at the level of the committee, I think, at ito, personal views ko, I think this is part of the so-called oversight of the budget. Doon naman nila di ba? First, they started with some issues on how did you use your confidential funds, right? And even us, when I was still representing the Commission on Audit in the budget process, together, of course, with the chairperson, we're also being asked, how did you use your funds, right? So the question in terms of asking, how did you use your funds? Of course, kasama yun, yung confidential funds.
Pero meron din
yan.
nag-argue na bakit namin ipapakita kung sino si Mary Grace Piatos? Confidential nga, mga palayaw ito. I mean, at what point does it need to be declared and to inform the public? Hanggang saan yung confidentiality na yun?
Okay, magkaiba yan Ang intelligence funds at confidential funds. Ang confidential funds for surveillance operation na civilian agency, hindi ganong kataas yung tinatawag nating link with national security, diba? Ng especially Department
Kasi
of Education.
Kasi mga informants ito.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko dito is this. As head of agency, nakalagay sa guidelines, you are to adopt internal controls that will protect the funds. So as head of the agency, may gagawin ka dyang control. O halimbawa, meron ka listahan ng mga alias, may listahan ka rin nung tunay mong pangalan ng pinagbigyan.
So, kanino pang trabaho yan? Sa COA?
The head of agency.
Head of agency,
Head of agency nung ino-audit. If it is the VP for the Office of the Vice President,
so the Vice President's
Secretary,
office needs to give a list of names.
they need to adopt an additional internal control. And one of the control, as is specified in the guidelines, is, of course, the keeping of the journal. A journal which can be subject to inspection of the Commission on Audit or its representative. Kapag may duda ka, di ba? Yes, it's true, pwede kang gumamit ng alias. Pero sabi ko nga, government official ka First and foremost, ang iyong responsibilidad, pangalagaan ang pera. Ikaw, Gretchen, meron kang kaibigan o may pinagkatiwala ka, uy, confidential ito ikaw nang bahala, pero ikaw, you would like to keep your trust. Pwedeng lagyan mo ng halimbawa, pseudonym or etc. Pero you will keep di ba? And you are supposed
So to your knowledge and according to your insider sources, meron po ba nabigay na ganun?
Wala, di ba?
Wala
Hinihingi
talaga.
nga, oo.
Wala talaga.
And I'd like to emphasize, Gretchen, nandun yan sa guidelines. Ang sabi doon sa guidelines, okay, envelope siya, isasubmit mo yung mga initial documentary evidence or supporting documents. Pero may nakalagay doon na upon demand of the Commission on Audit, meron kang journal na kinikip mo dapat dun sa vote. Nakalagay yun dun sa guidelines. That you should have a vote.
So, not necessarily mabubunyag ito doon sa House hearing.
Not necessarily. Pwedeng inspectionin ng COA.
Pwedeng inspectionin diretso sa COA at executive session ng House. Pwede ba yun i-reveal sa mga congressman natin?
As they please, 'di ba? At saka walang law. Remember, wala pang law na nagsasabi na hindi ito pwedeng ano. Remember, the Constitution is of course upholding the right of the citizen to information na related sa kanilang welfare and interest, right? So, this is an information. We're talking about information na talagang napakahalaga para sa atin, di ba? So, walang batas na nagsasabing hindi pwedeng sabihin yan. Okay? Unlike ng intelligence
With your
funds.
experience in COA, has this confidential fund always been prone to abuse? And if you were to be senator, what kind of laws would you create around this to improve the auditing, also the appropriation itself?
Okay, one, it is always subject to abuse because of the large extent of discretion and I would say a different kind of documentation supporting the transaction, okay? If elected senator, one, I will require the entire audit of confidential funds. You know why? Para masabi natin, may basis tayo. Para ma-document natin ano ang extent ng abuse. Ano-ano yung abusive practices in such a way na ma-profile natin for audit purposes, di ba? Ito usually ang red flags ng ganitong mga paggamit ng confidential funds. That's one. Second, I will move for the creation of an oversight committee within the Senate. Not only composed of senators, pwede kang mag-invite ng tinatawag nating intelligence practitioners. Doon dapat nagre-report. Okay, una, pag-uusapan
Dapat meron
muna.
po yun. Di ba dapat regulated po yan ng AFP?
Not
At saka
only
ng,
AFP, yung
intelligence,
national security.
Oo.
Pero ang sabi natin, dapat committee yan, di ba? Nang pagkakaiba nito, parang dun sa committee, pag-uusapan nyo, ano yung ating national security plan? Okay, ito yung national security plan. And then tatanungin ko, okay, ikaw, agency A, ano ang mandato mo? Okay, you're asking for confidential funds or intelligence funds, di ba? Titingnan ko muna, anong connect dito sa plano, no? And then we will discuss, ano dapat ang activities na pagproprogramahan ninyo yan. So in that case, merong oversight, nalilinya natin saan gagamitin at nasisiguro natin na yung pondo na binibigay natin sa napakamahalagang bagay such as confidential funds for surveillance of agency operation, such as the Department of Justice, para sa kanilang witness protection, di ba? Kita natin konektado dun sa national plan, di ba? At pwede nating i-measure. Kung halimbawa, sinubmit nila, o eto yung aming liquidation report, no? Remember, at eto yung ini-emphasize ko from the start. Hindi na dapat pumunta ang Congress at Senate sa COA eh. They are supposed to be furnished a copy of the report on the confidential and intel funds, di ba? May copy ang presidente, may copy ang Senate and Congress. Ba't bubusisiin mo pa yung Commission on Audit? Yun naman yung...
So, we had also Congressman Marcoleta here. Sinabi niya, kung bubuksan ninyo itong confidential funds ng Vice President, dapat lahat.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Investigate
Audit
one,
natin.
investigate all.
Ako sa akin, hindi investigate. I-audit. But of course,
Pati
merong
yung sa
basis
Office of
yan.
the President.
Of course.
Oo.
May basis yan. Meron tayong pwedeng sabihing sampling technique. Halimbawa, sampling technique in terms of size. Okay, lahat ng malalaking pwede ka mag-cut off. Lahat ng malalaking intel and confi funds, auditin. And on the basis of that, manggawa tayo ng profile. Yung sinasabi kong gawin natin, iset natin, ano yung red flags?
Pagka
ano yung
ganito,
matters of abuses? Oo.
Ito yung sinasite na rason na
Exactly.
maaaring
Oo.
makalusot.
Ano yung weaknesses nito? So that, pagdating din sa Senate, pukpukin natin ang Commission on Audit. Hello, 2015 pa. Ako pa yung commissioner doon nung ginawa yung guidelines na yan. Ngayon, 2025, right? 10 years. Hindi pa natin nababago yung guidelines. So, as a senator, kung mananalo, hindi naman ako presumptuous, ang una kong gagawin, mag-create ng committee na siyang magsasala kung uma-align ba yung purpose ng funds na hinihingi nila at yung National Security Plan. Second, para doon sila magre-report at ating i-scrutinize. Ano ang accomplishment nito? Kasi there should be a record in terms of what have you accomplished out of that confidential funds, right? So nandun yun sa committee. And that committee should be the one to scrutinize sino-sinong ahensya ang dapat bigyan ng confi funds, di ba? Kasi ang nangyari, halos lahat kumuha di ba? Yung medyo malakas sa Kongreso at sa Senado, nung hindi pa sila nag-aaway, di ba? Kami na nga yung ingay ng ingay, wag niyong bigyan yan, walang diretsong connection sa mandato, yung surveillance, di ba? Wala, binigyan. Ay, nung nag-aaway,
Ang problema, hindi lang po yung confidential funds yung prone to abuse. Meron din pong legal na pamamaraan na nakakakuha ng pera. Katulad ng mga ayuda programs
Okay, that's a
na
separate
sinasabi nilang doon na nagpupunta. Pero iyon ay dumadaan na sa proseso at meron ng referral letter. Kahit na dapat sa DSWD yan. Yun ang sinasabi nila. Pero kung kayo po ay paano nyo naman babantayan yun?
Okay. Gretch, ililinya ko lang para hindi ma-confuse yung listeners natin. Magkaiba ang audit ng confidential funds. Okay? Sabi ko nga, that makes it a little bit subject to abuse, right? Ang audit ng confidential funds ay envelope system. Lalagay mo dun sa envelope and then wala ka pang masyadong resibo
Kaliwaan.
until after kung magduda ang COA and then i-demand niya. Okay? Dito sa AIX and ACAP, may audit yan. It passes to the resident auditor. Ang confidential and intel, hindi dumadaan sa resident auditor. So, ang ibig sabihin, yung auditor nandun sa ahensya. Madali niyang makita. Pwede niyang sundan. With everything that is ongoing with regards to AIX and with regards to ACAP, then the auditor must already be planning ano ang gagawin kong audit to make sure that this is protected from the so-called abuses. No? If elected as senator, anong gagawin ko? Una, yung oversight sa budget. Kailangan, hindi tayo dapat pumapayag na ito ang budget na binigay ng presidente, ito ang budget na inapprove ng Kongreso. Napakalayo doon sa tinatawag nating proposed budget, di ba? Yung
insertions na sinasabi nila.
Tumataas yung insertion.
Dito sa budget.
That's one. Oo. Pangalawa, yung BICAM report, kailangan nakikita ng public yan. Diba? Lalong-lalo na kung masyadong malaki ang diferensya. Unahin muna natin, yung presidente naman, bakit hindi mo naman tinatanong? Ito yung budget ko, ito yung priority ko, ito yung national development ko. Bakit ngayon na iba? Diba? Ang laki ng idinagdag nila, pero yung malaking dagdag, na itsapuera yung
ano
basic
masasabi
na
niyo sa mga
pangangailangan.
blanco, mga blanks in the budget? I mean, do you think there's something wrong there or was it part of the process? Nagko-compute lang daw sila bago ito ipasa.
I have no opportunity to check on that. How I wish I have.
Dapat nakita po ninyo. Oo, mismo.
However, parang kaduda-duda yung mga tinatawag nilang blanco. Kasi ang ibig sabihin nun, ang laki ng extent of negotiation, di ba? Kaya pumapayag na blanco muna habang nag-uusap pa, di ba? So, and besides, yung practices na may mga blanco, ang tawag natin dyan red flags Parang katulad din ng ACAP. Ang daming
Ano po ang red flags doon na nakikita po ninyo?
Ang daming nagme-message sa akin sa ACAP. Ang sasabihin nila, Ma'am, kumuha po ako ng ACAP, pero pinapirma po ako walang amount, walang date. Ang ibig sabihin, bakit walang amount? Pwede nilang gawing 5,000, pero 3,000 lang ang tinanggap. Di ba? Bakit walang date? Pwedeng iiwasan nila na kunyari binigay bago mag-eleksyon, pero actually binigay ngayong election time. Pero iba-backtrack nila yung date, di ba? Bakit ito red flags? Basta may blanco, may red flags yan. Kasi ang ibig sabihin nun, if-fit mo yung information na ilalagay mo dun sa blank, doon sa karapat-dapat may sulat.
Hindi po ba iinit lang ang ulo ninyo pag kayo ay napasok dito? I mean, right now, you're already telling us so many red flags. I'm sure dadami pa po yan pag kayo po ay naupo. And how do you take the heat? I'm sure they will not be pleased with
I'm sure they will not be pleased, but they are not the ones I'm serving, right? I have been asked...
And how do you, how do you work within your office to actually put guardrails when we know politics is about getting the numbers?
To me, I have always been, trying to be effective in a situation where I am placed, right? To me, madali ako mag-adjust. But there's one thing, Gretchen, that I have in mind. For example, sabi ko, hanggat maaari, stop natin yung PDAF. Kasi, remember, ang hirap ng buhay, tapos inaabuso ang funds. However, kung manalo ako, hindi naman wala ka agad PDAF, kasi papasok ka pa lang. Ang una kong gagawin, if I can report publicly every projects that I have funded out of my PDAF, every output or every accomplishments, and then merong third party who will monitor the implementation of my projects, hindi ba mahihiya yung kasamahan ko na hindi nila gawin yan? Kung hindi sila mahiya, okay din. Pero bago dumating ang eleksyon, hindi ba pwedeng singilin ng tao? Nagawa nga ni Mendoza na ilabas sa publiko kung saan napunta ang PDAF. Ano ngayon? This will become an election issue, di ba? Panagutin natin sila, hamunin natin sila, labasan tayo kung saan ginawa yung PDAF. So yun yung sinasabi kong kahit mag-isa ka, may kaya kang gawin. Alam mo, kahit isa lang, malaking kabawasan basta hindi ka magnanakaw. Di ba? Yun eh. At bubuhayin natin yung mga public servants yung nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno. Kasi marami nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno, tumitingin lang sa taas. Sila yung isasabi na, sabi ko na nga ba, hindi lahat
Pero sabi po
magnanakaw
nila,
sa
hindi ka
gobyerno.
mananalo sa politika pag wala kang pera na kaya mong maipamigay sa mga tao. I mean, how do you go against the grain and still get to office?
Okay, I'll give you an example. When I was with the Commission on Audit, yun din, tight yung budget, di ba? So what we did, nakipag-contract ako with development partners. Kami nag-audit ng mga projects ng OSAID, USAID. Ang lalaki ng contracts niya, no? And then, binigay kong bonuses and allowances ng COA. Aliw na aliw sila, di ba? I know how to incentivize people the right way. Now, paano yung pakikipag-usap sa politiko? Ganyan din naman nun di ba? Commissioner ako, in-issue namin yung PDAF, hindi ako ma-confirm, diba? Dahil maraming galit. Pero, awa ng Diyos, nadaan sa dasal. At ito yung tinatawag nating the power of the people. Doon ako malakas. Kaya humaharap ako, sinasabi ko sa mga tao. Just like now, konti lang yung budget ko. Humihingi ang mga tao ng tarpaulin. Sabi ko, pwede bang kanya-kanyang print? Kung nagawa ko yung mga tao na itulak para kanya-kanyang print, hindi ko ba kayang itulak ulit yung mga tao at sabihin kong, samahan niyo ako. Ito ang gagawin ko, ilalabas ko ang listahan ng PDAF ko, kayo ang mag-o-audit kung paano pinagawa, igagawin kong public. Samahan niyo ako na ito ang maging
Are you
practice.
also willing to declare those who are supporting you, saan po nanggagaling yung budget ngayon sa pangkampanya?
Wala ho akong private, nakakatawa nga
Puro sa
Dahil
inyo
lagi
po yun.
sinasabi, meron daw ako secret donor. Sabi ko, sige, pakitaan tayo ng bank accounts. Okay, it's partly my money, my friends' donation, at ito yung kakaiba. Yung donasyon, volunteerism ng mga estudyante, ng mga tricycle driver. You will be touched, Gretchen. I'm keeping the messages. Tricycle driver, mag-aambag ng 200. O sasabihin, ma'am, pwede ba akong magpa-print kahit 4 na tarps lang? Estudyante, magpapadala ng 40 pesos. Ma'am, ito po yung natipid ko sa baon. If you can move people towards this and you are inspiring hope, hindi ako takot lumaban
Bakit
at
po pagiging
makipagbubugan
senador ang
sa
gusto
politika.
ninyo? Kasi some would say that your expertise is in auditing. Why the Senate? Why not go back to COA? Why not have, COA has its own power in itself.
I cannot go back to COA, tapos na yung term ko di ba?
Wala na yun.
Okay, halimbawa, ito yung doon Hindi ako bumabalik sa service just because gusto ko ng sweldo or gusto kong may gawin. I'm feeling in a need, right? To be honest, Gretchen, hindi yabang to. Kung tumakbo ako sa party list, kaya kong manalo. That is without no? Pero hindi yun yung pangangailangan di ba? Ang pangangailangan natin, dadalwa yung ikakampiyan niya natin sa Senado, di ba? And the same effort yung gagawin ko di ba? Ang intention ko nun, mga panya lang, just like what I did in 2022, di ba? Pero right now, dadalwa yung ikakampanya mo at wala pang malinaw na boses na tatayo in between kadiliman and kasamaan. That's why I chose to run in the Senate, di ba? Hindi ko lang po gustong manalo. Gusto ko pong itayo ang advokasya na may pag-asa pa at kaya nating labanan ng katiwalian, kaya nating tumakbo kahit walang pera, kaya nating manalo kung tutulungan tayo ng bawat Pilipinong nagmamalasakit sa bayan.
I do feel a lot of your passion in this, and certainly you do know the ins and outs of how the money is spent. We have a senatorial candidate here, Heidi Mendoza, running on an anti-corruption platform. Maraming salamat for sharing your time with us this morning on Morning Matters.